A friend of mine who's a photographer asked me if I had any sofas for her photo shoots. I didn't, but I told her that I did have a headboard and footboard that I was considering making into a bench. So we're going to see what we can get into with that. Here's a little inspiration I found on Pinterest. I start by measuring the footboard. The basic construction is that the footboard gets cut in half and those serve as the sides, and the headboard is the back of the bench. So I measure to make sure that I get it even, and then it's pretty simple. I just cut that in half. It's just me in the shop, and of course this is a heavy footboard, so safety first. I happen to have two tables there that I've covered up, and I'm using them because they'll hold most of the weight of the two footboard sides. When I cut it apart, then I don't need to worry about it buckling in the middle, because that can be a problem and kind of dangerous. I measure the width of the sides because I'm going to have to cut a piece for the frame, and I'll have to subtract that from that length. So I was struggling here a little bit with the tape measure. My arms aren't that long, so we all know that this is going to result in an inaccurate measurement. So it came to me to throw some tape on the end of that, and then I was able to tape it onto the edge, and then I could measure. Voila. So I had to do some math then. It was 63.5 inches, and each of my sides were 3/4 inch. So I had to subtract 1.5 or times 2 or 3 inches from it. So I needed 62 inches. So I am measuring and cutting 2x4s that are 62 inches. I'll need 2 of those. Then I need to measure how far that the side comes out, because I need to make this box and I need it to fit in the confines of this, the railing on the side. So I get that measurement, which 2x4s aren't 2 inches, as you know. So I need 29 inches in depth, and they were 1.5 inches, so I needed to subtract 3 inches, one for each side. So I did that, and I am finally, I hope you're all proud of me, using the Craig jig that I bought myself for Christmas last year. So it took me a minute to figure out how to get it in there. I watched a video or two. I have been watching videos on this. I don't know why this was such a struggle for me, but I did watch a really super good video, and I'm going to link it down. Well, guess what? My drill died, so we get to watch my drill sit there for a while. So back to action, then I can go ahead and clamp this board in. And like I said, I fooled around with it for a few minutes till I got it right, because you want to make sure it's really in there. And then I'm going to link that video because it was super helpful. And I read the comments, and even some seasoned woodworkers really liked the way he explained how you get the maximum strength from the way you position the boards and which boards to drill into. But it makes these pocket holes, and it gives a more sturdy construction method than it would be if you did just a simple butt joint and just drilled the piece of board into the other one. So those screws would be going straight across. These ones are diagonal and give a lot more support. But I'm just proud of myself that I went ahead and did something that I was afraid to do or just put off. So there's a special drill bit, and the head of the screw, as you saw, has kind of a square tip to it. So when you put these together, then you just join them and drive that screw through. Now, this is not a good position, and guess what? It slipped, and I sort of had a little ouch moment. You'll see me draw back real quick because it didn't feel really good. No blood though, but I soon learned that it's best to position this and stand it upright. So that's what I did after attempting yet one more time. It works much better when it's standing up, and also I clamped the boards together so they were going to stay together. Very nice. Then I can flip it and do the other side. So I'm thinking one of my boards is kind of warped, but I guess I should have listened to myself. I'm thinking that through construction it'll straighten out a bit. I measure where the sides are going to go and where I'm going to attach the box. So I measure in, and that 3/4 of an inch thickness, which is where I'm going to start, so I know where to attach the back. So I didn't do any pocket holes on this. Perhaps I should have, but I'm just screwing it in on a diagonal with a relatively long screw, so that I make sure that I'm well into the back of the piece. I've measured up 18 inches from the floor because that is standard seat height. So the place that I have to attach it doesn't have a board behind it. So I may have to do something to make sure that it's just well constructed and it's straight and everything, because obviously when people sit on it, it can't be wrong. So if you take a look, you can kind of see that it, like I said, it looks a little crooked. So I don't know whether we're warped here or maybe it was my construction of the box, but I still carry on and keep measuring and keep attaching. I measure the other side and repeat the same procedure. I marked each side to make sure that I get that board in just the right place. I'm using a clamp to keep it all together. I attach each side to the side of the box. The next day, I come in and I attach some L brackets as well. I want to make sure that it's really secure, and I have a plan in place to disguise these L brackets, but I do like using these. moving right along, and it happens again. So, Houston, we seem to have a problem here. I have it stood up and it's wobbly. So if everything's measured right, I got to figure out what the problem is. So my friends, I'm afraid I'm going to have to tease you a little bit, just like we did the last video, the last step-by-step. I'm not feeling real good, and I just didn't have the energy or the time to continue to work on this piece to rush to get it out for a video. So we're going to do a part 2. Right now I am resting and hope to feel better really soon and get this project complete. Also, I wanted to tell you that busy working on a couple of collaborations, and one of them is the Ugly Duckling project, and that's on March 24th. But I'm going to have a preview of the video before that, because I'm actually doing my kitchen over as my project. So I'm going to show you a special video just on painting countertops. So I have that going on. I have the blue video coming up. So all kinds of fun stuff. My friends Andy at Flip Flop and Corey at Desert DIY are hosting these, and I'm real anxious to get these videos out for you. But anyway, don't get mad at me because I did a tease. I just wasn't feeling up to it. And also, if you have any construction tips, feel free to leave them in the comments. All right. Love you guys, and see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching today, as always. And if you like this content, how about give it a thumbs up and subscribe? You'll find us on the web at statementdesign.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.